Peace family. So I'm back with another one. Today what I want to do is I wanted to talk to my chosen ones about how they actually look up to you. I know this one is kind of hard to believe because of all the obstacles they may put in front of us, all the spells they may work against us. But you have to understand how much they look up to us, to you. Even saying that right now, think of the metaphor of just looking up. You know what I mean? It's kind of symbolic to them already understanding that we move on the Most High, the Creator's vibration. You know what I mean? And we all understand that that's the highest vibration you can acquire in this realm, is to be operating on that frequency. Kind of dove me into the subject today is I was just processing some of the beings I've engaged with throughout my life, and I do a lot of meditations, even though I'm in both realms. I love nature and life, but I'm also in this digital realm too. And I was concluding from my synopsis between my experiences and the knowledge that I've obtained just through researching and learning. If you ever process when some of these other beings come around you, that's not really moving on God's time, you have some kind of situations or scenarios to where these people and beings have just started like blurting out all of their accolades, everything they've been working on, stuff that's on the up and up. You may not have even asked. Y'all could have been talking about something that's going on with you, but then the conversation flips. So now it's them talking about all of the quote-unquote good things that they've been working on and doing in their life. And even if it's not good, I should just reword that and say the forwarding things that they're doing in their life. You know what I mean? And I've come across a lot of people like that. Not over 50%, but I've ran into a lot of beings like that. And it used to baffle me to a certain degree, and I used to be like, why do they feel the need to tell me all of this information? Like, I really don't care, and they're dropping it all on the table. And then after experiencing it so many times, I realized that we don't see ourselves the way they see us. Most people that's in authoritarian positions or in higher up positions that's moving with the Creator, even if they know they put the work in to kind of be levels above other people, you wouldn't necessarily always be able to tell by how they engage with people. And because a lot of these people have access to us, they see us in a higher light. I had one person, I hadn't talked to them in a while. It had been maybe a couple months or so, maybe like a month or two. I hadn't talked to them. And as soon as we start communicating, engaging again, just on some conversation, I don't really like to say friendly, but on some conversation, I had realized that the first thing they wanted to do is show me the things that they've been working on, and they've been doing a lot of music, things of that nature in that department. They had got some recording equipment, so they just wanted to run through all of their tracks. And they were saying that they usually don't share this with everybody, which we all know some of their statements you can throw out the window because it's just bull. But when they first processed in, I'm just like, damn, I don't really care you dropping this on the table. We was calling to conversate about some other stuff, but now it's like you want me to pat you on the back, or pick you up, like Simba was picked up in Lion King or something like that. And it's like, I'm not really feeling those vibes to do that. And you volunteered the information, and it was kind of detouring the conversation. And after I got off of that call, I realized that for the women that's moving with Creator and God, and when other females or men are dropping this stuff on you, they see you as that highest frequency. They see you as something similar to a mother. Men, we are seen similar to fathers. I say similar because we aren't those titles. Those are man-made titles that we just came up with to, we like to label things. That's what we do. That's why it's a It's couch, it's tapestry, it's called a wall, it's called a flower. You know, that's why we label all of these things. And it'd be kind of annoying sometimes, right? But when I had to process and rethink about it, I realized, like, I didn't really get annoyed, and I don't get annoyed when my daughter does it, you know, because I wouldn't compare a picture book to a novel. You know what I mean? Picture books are more simplistic, you know, is more left up to, I don't want to say more left up to the creative thought process, because technically novels are, but they do get more descriptive. The picture books are just more simple, and they're more direct when they put a picture on every other page. You know what I mean? And I wouldn't compare those two. And I say that to say, like, I was just making a statement about my daughter. I wouldn't compare her showing me her excitement and things that she's learned or been doing and been working on and just dropping on the table to me. But when other people do it, it's kind of like, if y'all, the energy vibration that they're giving is, they don't see me as something higher, but then behind that vibration, you could tell that they do, because they're still putting emphasis on trying to prove to you that they are better than the vibration that they are actually putting out, that they're putting more work in than the actual vibration that they are projecting. And this was always so weird, because, you know, most of us aren't taught how to be leaders. We aren't, you know, we're just always told, don't be a follower. But that's retarded, because you have to be a great follower in order to be the best leader. You don't get leader qualities without becoming a follower or being a follower. There's a very small percentage, less than 5% of us out here who have the spirit. We are that spiritual being that's just naturally leaders. Probably because we've been in this realm multiple times already. We already understand how this works, you know, and one reason why we don't chase around the same things that the other beings chase around out here in this physical realm. But when they are doing these things, it's kind of a way that they're pulling energy from you. Because for me, most of them, I didn't tell to start dropping all these things down that they have been doing. It literally just came out the blue throughout a conversation, or I pulled up on them to talk to them about something else, and then all of this other information started getting poured out there on the table. And it's like, I'm not your daddy. So it's like, that's a good job for you, but I got other things that I'm working on that I'm doing, you know. And I'm speaking of the beings like who we've had encounters with and engagements, and you know, we have already been past the first impressions, and we already kind of got them labeled or placed into a box, or we already have that ship established. People that's new, sometimes they just want to share that vibration with the universe. Because I know I use people to a degree when I just need to put something out there to the universe for some special reason. It seems like when I do these things and have other vessels to utilize while I put things that I'm working on out to the universe, or things that I've done or doing, any of those things, you know, it seems like it gives it more power in the physical realm. You know, it's something about utilizing that other vessel that gives it more emphasis. Even when I'm venting and I got things going on, I know I have my conversations with the creator and my talks and things, but when I vent things out and I have other vessels to use for that ventilation, it puts more momentum and power behind it. So it kind of actually pushes me more to, one, bringing that into this realm of reality, or actually doing the other steps that I need to do, you know, to get things done and figured out. But it don't matter what age these people are. These people can be older than you by 5, 10, 20, 30 years, and they will still look up to you, because we all understand, whether they talk about it or not, that we're spiritual beings, and your spirit is way bigger than these vessels that is contained in. These vessels limit us on the things that we can actually do, you know, but it actually gives us what we need to do out here in this physical realm. But we already understand that this realm is a projection of our spiritual realm. Everything that's in my space, you know, it started from within here, and then it got pulled out into this realm. Everything that I wear and have on, it started in this space, and it got pulled out to this space. You know what I mean? So it's not really going to be based on age. It's not always going to be people that's younger than you that's looking up to you in these ways. You know what I mean? And it's like I always say, like, you cannot smell your own scent, just like you cannot see your own light. You understand that on a percentage scale, you're putting out more love, more light, more high vibrations, 60, 70, 80, 90%. You could put it out to 100%. You still will not see that light physically. It's the other beings. It's just like your own odor. We all have our own natural body odor. Billions of people out here in the world, and we all have our own natural odor, just like we have our own fingerprints. We all have our own DNA. We have certain things that's just set to our character in itself. So when I have to process and understand these things, like, damn, I have talked to older people as well too, and even if they don't know what I do as far as like in the digital realm or in real life, I could have just bumped into them, they still will communicate with me as if I'm here. Not saying that I'm not here, I'm just saying they see where I'm at. When I'm engaging with people, they're here, I'm here. Once I determine if you're on demon time or not, then you bump down. I don't move up. I stay on your playing field, but you bump down, because now I have a perception and I have an understanding of the being that I'm engaging with more. If they was on my team, then we would both be sitting here going like this. We would be climbing together. But I don't feel the need to climb when I'm meeting them on their playing field, and then they're showing me that, okay, this is their highest peak that they're showing me, but then as you engage with them, you notice that it drops and it goes lower. See, all of these things are going to help us, and it definitely helps me in this spiritual war and understanding these things, being able to master my energy and motion, because I don't want to be out here, and I'm not going to be out here moving around in some chaotic, confused state, because, you know, I'm doing all these things, giving people chances, opportunities, but I'm not diving deeper. You know, I'm not a shallow end swimmer. Even my daughter don't even like hanging out in the shallow end. She's a deep diver. She's swimming. She's doing all of these things. You know what I mean? So just understanding these things is going to help in this spiritual battle, and it would allow you to be able to handle and master being able to engage with people when you're in these kind of states, because it's going to happen, and it's already done happened multiple times. You know, it probably just went over your head, and you probably were like, damn, they just really felt like sharing all that. And then the next person just come dropping everything on you again, like, damn, they must have just really felt like sharing that. It's for a reason. They aren't going to infants or babies or young children sharing these things. The ones that are sharing it with their little ones that's in the house with them. You know what I mean? Like, I will have my daughter in the house with me. I share knowledge and information with her. You know what I mean? But I still had to wait till she got a certain... I shared with her entire life. But as she gets older, I'm able to share more information with her. When she was 4 or 5, I had to wait before I could talk to her about certain things. I really wanted to, but I knew that it wasn't going to process and register to her then. You know? So just keep these things in mind. You know, a lot of them look up to us just by the way we walk, by the way we talk, by the way we process. You know, sometimes we answer and we do things in such a different light than them that it throws them off balance, and they look at us in awe, but they don't want to show that they see us in awe because they're using the demonic playbook. So then they have to pull something out of that playbook to kind of pull, or I don't want to say pull us down, because the shit doesn't always work. You know what I mean? They go to their playbook to try to form a weapon to prosper against us. And we all know that them weapons never prosper. They formulate these weapons, but they never prosper. You know what I mean? We gotta keep these things in mind. You know, you are way more tapped in tune, and walking in this light with the Creator and the Most High than most. And if you having people engage with you in this manner, then you have to understand how they view you out of these two eyes and how they view you from this one right here. I don't even like to call this your pineal gland the third eye. I call it my first eye. I teach my daughter. I started off teaching her third eye until I was like, that doesn't feel right. I had heard some information somewhere else and I'm like, that registers more. We are spiritual beings first, so I should never call this my third eye, because this was my first eye. I was seeing with this eye before I was in this realm, and I was also using this vision when I was in the womb. This is the vision that comes first. So your pineal gland, your third eye, is actually your first eye, and then we have these two physical ones that allow us to see in this realm of reality. But I ain't want to run up too long, just something light and slight, you know what I mean? Tapping everything down below. Peace and love to you, kings and queens.